Well, hello, friends. Welcome to the Ladybird browser update for September 2025. It has been a nice month in the project, as usual. I have a bunch of things to tell you about, so let's get started. First thing we always do, though, is thank our sponsors. Ladybird is funded entirely by donations and sponsorships from individuals and companies who care about the open web and want us to build an independent implementation of it. And this month we have some new sponsors joining us. At the platinum level, we have Cloudflare, a big sponsor. And they made an announcement on their blog saying that they're supporting the future of the open web by sponsoring us. Very cool. And their CTO, Dane, posted on X that he loves big, audacious projects like Ladybird, which we, of course, appreciate him saying. It is an audacious project indeed, but things are going pretty well, so let's carry on. But yeah, thank you to Cloudflare for sponsoring. Very, very cool. And at the bronze level, we also have K15T and Unkey joining as sponsors. Very cool as well. Big thanks to all the new sponsors and existing sponsor for supporting our mission. All right, so let's look at September 25. In terms of raw numbers, we had 207 pull requests merged from 40 contributors. I think it's a little bit less than usual. There was a new video game that came out this month. I don't know if you played it, but a lot of us did, myself included, and it may have had a little bit of an effect on productivity, but who knows? Anyway, the web platform tests is a place where we always like to look at the numbers, so let's start there. 13,405 new passing tests. Actually incredible. I keep thinking that this is going to die down. We're not going to find more points. But the team has been grinding out fixes and improvements. And somehow we passed 13,000 more tests this month. Amazing, honestly. Putting us at 1.853 million passing tests total. If we look at this in context, this was the end of July. Normally, I don't show that far back. So here we are at the end of last month. And if we toggle forward to the end of September, we can see that there were actually some placement changes here. So Ladybird is once again in the 4th place, recapturing it from Flow. And Firefox is once again in the 2nd place, recapturing it from Safari. Very, very cool. So a little bit of action. And of course, the web platform tests also have these text encoding tests that I always talk about, the Chinese, Japanese, Korean stuff that makes up like 60% of the score. So if we take those out, here we are at the end of July, end of August, and the end of September. And as we can see here in the slightly smaller number scale, Ladybird is now a little bit ahead of Flow, which is cool, but we're hoping that Flow is going to put out a new version that makes more points, and then we will have a friendly competition. And it's really nice to see Firefox taking back the 2nd place again, putting effort into improving their engine. Really, really nice. It's just lovely to see that all the engines are making progress. And here is our historical graph since December of last year. And yeah, it's almost a little hard to see, but the lines are actually flipping over each other there at the end in September now. Ladybird overtaking Flow and Firefox overtaking Safari. But everybody keeps moving upwards, which is exactly what we want to see. Just everybody making progress. Browsers improving. Very good. Okay, so some new things this month. HTTP caching is something I've worked on a lot. This is an implementation of RFC 9111. It's called HTTP caching. So we're doing a fairly faithful implementation. It's not complete, but it's what we're basing it off of. So it's not something we're just inventing ourselves. And it's an in-memory cache. So we don't store these things to disk yet. That's a fix me. We want to store them to disk. We just haven't implemented that yet. And it stores HTTP responses for reuse. So if you go to a website and then reload that website, anything that we downloaded that was cacheable will now be taken out of memory instead of re-downloaded. If you've used the browser, you probably know how this works, but we didn't have this before. Or rather, we didn't have it enabled before. It was behind a flag, but now that flag is on by default. So the result of this is that a lot of pages load a lot faster once you've fetched sort of the common CSS, the common JavaScript files and such. And back-forward navigations get a lot faster as well. And obviously, it follows all of the standard cacheability rules for in HTTP headers and things like that, so that you can control the cache control and the lifetime of things that go into cache. But of course, it's very possible that we have bugs in this. So given that we just enabled it, it would be great if anybody finds issues with the HTTP cache, please let us know, because it can be a little finicky to find these kind of bugs. So we want to know about them. All right. We have a whole bunch of CSS improvements this month. A lot of them small, sort of incremental bug fix kind of improvements, but I still want to call out. We've made good progress on the CSS typed object model, which is a spec that gives you like typed JavaScript objects that allow you to manipulate style sheets, basically, whereas the old API was more text-based. We have been implementing this, and we're making a lot of progress, but it's a huge spec, so progress is slow, incremental, but we're making progress. Much of the web platform tests improvement number, I think, came from typed OM work. We've implemented animation compositing this month via the animation compositing CSS properties. We also have countless bug fixes in CSS, in layout, in animations and transitions. So many little bug fixes here. And in get computed style correctness, there's a lot of nuance in the values that come out of get computed style. And we keep improving so that they come out exactly the way that they're supposed to. But yeah, so just countless bug fixes here. None of them super exciting individually, but all of them just make the engine that much better. All right. So a kind of interesting thing we did this month is global privacy control, or GPC, which is sort of the sequel to do not track. Do not track is an HTTP header that browsers could optionally send to servers saying basically like, hey, please don't track me. But it didn't work out really well in practice, although it was a nice idea because there was nothing holding web servers to actually respecting this header. And so in the end, almost nobody did. GPC is a little different because it's actually backed by legislation in some jurisdictions where there are actual consequences for web servers that don't respect web browsers using this GPC. So we have implemented this. I think we replaced our do not track implementation with global privacy control. And it's something that you can go into the settings and turn on. So I don't think we have it on by default, but it's an interesting feature and something that will be interesting to see how it develops in the greater web landscape. Okay. This month, we also implemented the slotted pseudo element, which allows you to style the elements. I think it's called projected into through DOM, shadow DOM slots. Might not be using the right terminology there, but on Rotten Tomatoes, it made a big difference, and the top of the website now looks a lot better here. This is a little before and after shot. So they were relying on this feature, and implementing it made all the difference. That was very cool. Oh, yes, styling for elements in shadow DOM slots. Okay, well, let me give you a little demo of the browser so we can see where it's at. The first thing we like to do, of course, is visit new sponsors. So let's go to ladybird.org, and we can look at the list of sponsors here. So new sponsors are Cloudflare. We have K15T and Unki. So we'll pop those open. This is the Cloudflare website. I know there's a bit of performance issue here with this big SVG animation for the globe. We need to improve that for sure. But the page looks largely correct. It's sluggish, and we have some, I don't know if these are SVG clipping or masking issues here, but something's going wrong with these SVGs. There's a lot of things going on with this page, actually. Pretty heavy, interesting cases. So we have more work to do here, but this is Cloudflare. We're happy to have them as a sponsor. And this is K15T. The site looks a lot better right away. Actually, the sign up button here probably it's not supposed to be so large, but outside of that, it looks really good. And other than slightly sloppy performance, I'd say this is a 10 out of 10. Oh, look at that. Ah, nice. Maybe 9 out of 10. It's a little greedy to say 10 out of 10, but I'll go for 9. Anki, finally. This site, we're having some serious issues with this site, mostly caused by this gigantic SVG background that they're using. It takes a while to re-render it at a different size, and we have to do some big changes to make our SVG implementation fast enough to deal with this kind of complex background. We're going to have to get way better at delegating work to the GPU for SVG stuff. So that'll be an interesting challenge. But the website works. It just it's extremely slow at times when we have to re-render the SVGs. And that's Anki. All right. So something else we worked on this month was IMDb, the Internet Movie Database. A bunch of SVG fixes, layout fixes here. It's a little bit of a flicker. Not sure what that's coming from, but it's not intentional. But this month, I worked on the playback trailer pages here so that we can watch movie trailers on IMDb. It's pretty cool. You can actually jump to the next one by clicking on this next button here, if it ever loads. And that's really neat. So another thing related to movies is Rotten Tomatoes.com, which I talked about earlier.
And it just
So
got so violent.
oh my
that we
goodness,
had to
the
shut the site
background
down.
tab with trailers still playing. I'm gonna have to kill it. We're gonna have to redo that. Yeah, okay, so we have a problem there where the trailer kept playing in the background process, even though I closed the tab. Not entirely correct behavior, but we have bugs, many bugs. We're working through them, as you know, and it keeps getting better. So this is Rotten Tomatoes, famous movie review website. Honestly, pretty snappy, looking pretty good. A little bit of stutter as it loads, but I guess we have some problem with this carousel here that we need to debug. Other than that, though, it's pretty cool. Try typing in a movie. Let's see if the search works. Hey. Oh, no. A crash. All right. Looks like maybe some bad things happening here with our metal rendering backend. Well, something to investigate. Anyways, wouldn't be a demo without some bugs. So those were some things I wanted to show you. All right, so before we go, I want to thank everybody who contributed code in September. This is a list of everybody who has a Git commit in the repo, and it's awesome to see so many people. Somehow every month we're always welcoming new people. A lot of the old people keep coming back and writing more code. It's great to see people just enjoying browser development, I guess. It's something that is very near and dear to my heart, and I love being part of this project where we get to introduce new people to it. If you are interested in perhaps trying out browser development, come join our Discord. We're always working on stuff. We're always helping new people get up to date, up to speed, and we're always looking for more developers. So come hang out. All right, and of course, thank you to the person watching this video for keeping up to date with our project. Things are going beautifully, and we're all very excited about our progress. Looking forward to an alpha release next year. But before then, we have a lot of work to do in a lot of areas, and we're going to get back to that right now. So see you next month.